Hey y'all, it's Melissa at Messy Creates. Today I'm going to make some pockets and tags, but with a focus on hidden journaling. And I'm going to do it a couple different ways, and hopefully, well, let's start with this one. This one is very easy. I bought a while back. These are, I think they were from Michaels. They're Studio G cards and envelopes. And I have these in a couple different colors. I have some burgundy and green ones. I just need to find them. I found the navy blue ones and the craft card. But anyway, for right now, this will work to show you. I took the envelopes. I took them outside and I sprayed them with Distress ink spray. This one is Wild Honey. And so the card just slips down here. You glue this on, or you can glue this tab on, slide the card in. Well, if you put it in the right hole, it helps. Anyway, you slide the card in like that, and you can flip it if you want to, but otherwise you just glue it in like this, and then, or glue it down all the way, and then you have all of this journaling space inside that's hidden. You can put something fun on the outside. You can put some clip art. You can put a photo, or you can journal on the outside too. So I did a couple of those in a couple different colors. This is Pomegranate from Dilutions. This is Salvage Patina from Tim Holtz, and this is, I don't remember. I think it was one of the Dilutions ones too. Anyway, this is just vintage photo. So that's one quick way. So I'm gonna put those to the side, and then you saw, or you may have seen, when I went to Hobby Lobby the last time, I got, these are in, I don't think I still have the tab, but they're in the Thanksgiving party section at Hobby Lobby. I just got them like a week ago. They're silverware envelopes. You know, if you use plastic silverware or regular silverware, you put them in here and put them beside people's plates, which I may or may not use them. There was like 22 in the pack, or some 22, 24, something like that. I took 2 of them and I made pockets out of them. I had exactly enough of this white pumpkin paper left over from when I made the page with my great niece. And I'm seamstress, I am not. I tried very hard to sew on some ruffles, and I was only semi-successful, but they're on there. They're sewn on there. And anyway, so on the backs of these, and we're gonna make, let me show you my inspiration. So go back to my October journal. I've been trying to finish the writing in it so that I can flip it for you. And on this day, I wanted some private journaling. And so I had this tag that Hope had made for me. It's 4 inches wide by, I think, 7 inches. No, this one's 8 inches. Okay. So I usually do mine like 5 by 8 or something like that. But I do like this 4-inch size as well. But what I was able to do is take some of my dyed paper, and I glued it down on one side. I folded it to where it fit on the tag where you can't see it from the front. And then I folded it this way, and then I folded it back over this way. So it's kind of a tri-fold. Now, if you've got this whole section to write on, you can write on this side too. Well, you can't write on that side because it's glued down. But if you want it to write on this side too, you could. So, but when you turn it over and you put it in your journal, it's hidden, right? So that's kind of what my inspiration is. And I also needed to make some pockets and tags that match my current November journal. So let's start with this one. This one I know that I'm doing, I had sprayed some index cards and stuff too. This one was kind of weird because I didn't even have a green out there, but I'm not sure what color I used with the pomegranate, and these were real swirly. I'm not sure if I'll use them or use them to punch out something or whatever, but I have them if I need them. So I'll just put them in my box for this month. I have some plain grid paper that I've already detached from the book. That's what I've been using to dye my paper. You know, when I dye paper, that's what I've been using. So I have this paper. I'm going to cut down. I'm going to cut the pocket to, this is a 12-inch by 3-inch strip of paper that's left over from my, where I cut down my pages. When I cut them down to 9, I'm left with a 3 by 12 strip. So I'm just going to cut them in half at 6 inches. Now I may have to trim them a little bit to make them fit in on my journal page comfortably. But for now, I want it to do one. I don't know what I just slung off my desk. Hold on, I got to cut this paper down too. For now, I'm just doing them at 6. And how wide is this? Let's see. It is, get in there. It is 8 inches, so I'm going to cut this at 4. Actually, I'm going to cut it down. What did I say that was? 8 inches? I could make the tags, I can cut them this way. And I have 12 inches to work with, so I can cut one at 5. That would leave me with 7, and then I'd have 2 3.5s, or I could do 3 4 inches. Let's just do 4 by 8. Okay, so we have that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. And then I have 4 by 8 inch strips. I could always use them as a flip or tip or tuck or whatever. Still not sure what I slung off my desk, but it wasn't my ruler and it wasn't my pencil. So anyway, I'm gonna set these to the side for a second. And so this, I've already looked, and it matches my day for Thanksgiving. And so I'm gonna do a little, have my little hole punch here so that I know that this is ready to go as a tag. And I just eyeball the center. You can measure it if you want to, but I eyeball the center. And I got this 3-way corner punch. I think I got it at Hobby Lobby, but I can't remember. It's a corner, it's a tag making 3-way corner punch. It makes like a small snippet and a large and a medium. So I'm gonna see what this would be the large. Let me try the large. Let me try the medium. I can always go up. Okay, that's not very big. Let's try the large one. Well, that's still not very big, but we're going to go with it. Okay. Did I do the right one? Yeah. Nope. Let me do that one again. Maybe because I did the medium, and then I did they look different to me is what my issue is. But maybe they're not. So I did that. And then, so I have a tag that I'm going to then put. This is one of the colors that I dyed for this month. I have a gold, which I might use. That's from last month. I have orange, which is from last month. I have just plain white. I have coffee dyed, which I could use. I have this kind of mint green that I did from like August or something. Here is a dark gold. That might look good. Yes, I've used this, but not for that purpose. And I have this purple. That is white on one side, so I would glue it down. Let me try to find a purple that's purple on both sides. Because this one, you're going to see both sides of the thing. And I think I'm going to go with purple. It is dark, so it's going to be harder to write on. But, so what I want to do is I want to cut let's see, how did I do that? Where'd that tag go? I think I put it away too soon. Let me find it. I cut it at, for this one, I cut it at 6 by, well, whatever it was, wide, which is 9 3/4. But the 6 high is because the fabric was down so far. I could have made it taller. So on mine, I'm going to make, on the one I'm doing now, I'm going to make it a little taller because I have plenty of room to work with. There's my number. Darn it, I should have looked at, I need to write the number on, I'm keeping up with the ones that I printed, and that's the number 1. So let me find my other tags that I cut. Well, let's just remember that was number 1, okay? If I have to go back and watch the video, I have to go back and watch the video. So what I want to do is I don't want it all the way at the top. I want it right about here. So we're going to go 7 inches. And then however wide. So I'm going to cut this down to 7. And I want about 9 inches. So I'm going to cut about 9 inches first. I probably could do the whole thing and just fold it enough times. You can decide the length that you want. But, or you know, the width, how many times you want to fold it over. So I have this piece intact. This one I'm going to cut down to, what did I say, 7 or 8 for this one. I think 7 is fine. 7 will be sufficient. So if I cut it, now I lost my way. Yeah, this is the height. So 7. I'm going to cut, no I'm not, because I should have done that sooner. I was going to say I'm going to cut off the rounded edge, but I'm not going to because I should have already done that if I were going to do that. Okay, so then I have this strip that I'll use for, you know, a journaling spot or an open, you know, a writing tag or something like that. So this one, and this is not, doesn't matter directionally or anything like that. So I can glue this down. This has the holes on it. That might be a little bit hard to write on, but I'm going to fold that like this. Now, I saw something similar to this one time, a long time ago, and I can't remember who it was or what they were doing, but, I mean, if it was you, I don't think it's anybody that watches me, but if it was you that did this, raise your hand in the comments. But, I do not think, because it wasn't, what I saw wasn't exactly like this, but it gave me the idea. So, now all I'm going to do is glue this flat side, which is this one right here, the back side of this one. I'm going to glue that down to here, and then we'll have the fold over like that. So it's pretty simple. It just takes some measurement and, you know, stuff like that. Figure out what size tag you want, and but the rest of it, the concept is pretty simple. So I'm just going to place this whole thing down, and I'm going to kind of square it up with the bottom a little bit. I do probably want to come back and add, I was trying so hard to have some sewn ruffles before I made this video so that I'd have some ruffles to put on my tags, but I do not. I had the 2 that I made on here, and that was it. Although I could, let's see, I have this piece right here. It's not sewn as a ruffle, but I could put it on like that. It's very floppy. I'd rather do it as a as a ruffle if I could. I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to figure out, but I do like that right there. So I could take it to my sewing machine's right down here at my feet, but I'm not going to do that. That's not the point of this one. I could punch a hole and put ribbons and stuff like that. So that is not the point of this video. This is the point of this video. So we have one done, and I'm going to, if I had a paper clip, oh, here's one right here. If I had okay, I'm going to paper clip them together so that I know that they are going together. This is just an extra strip that I might, because it's double-sided, I could use it as a tip-in somewhere. But I wanted to make sure I use that turkey paper on Thanksgiving. So now I'm going to do this one. And I am avoiding cutting this bunny. So, what did I make? How tall did I make? I think I made this one 8 inches tall. Let me see where 8 inches falls on this. I was looking at 7 inches, but I want to see where 8 gives, what 8 gives me here. Nope, I need it the other way. Because I'm trying to cut off the top. Nope, that's going to cut right across the bunny. So we're going to have some 7-inch tacks. Actually, we're going to have some 7.5. Nope. We're just going to do 7. And we're going to be okay with it. I could go ahead and do my 4-inch strip. I'm really trying hard not to cut that bunny, y'all. I could cut my 5-inch or 4-inch strip right here. Do I want to stick to 4? I'm probably going to cut this out and make that a corner, like a tip-in. That way I don't lose that bunny. So if I put it here, I'm not really going to get another tag out of it. So I might as well do 5. Okay, that was a long... Did you get all that? Okay, so I'm going to put that paper up there. Now I want to cut it down to 8. Because I can cut it to 8 here. Because of, I don't have to avoid the bunny anymore. Okay, and then I have this little piece. I'm just going to put it in my extras. So I have a tag. And I still need my cutter. What am I doing? What are you doing? Okay, so this piece has already been cut once. I've chopped into it a couple of times. So it measures 10 inches, which actually works out perfectly because this is 5 inches. Do I want to do my little corner so I know where my top and bottom is? Sure. That way when I flip it over, I don't have to think about what my top and bottom are. So I need to cut this down to, what did I say, 7 inches? It helps if you use the right side. I still haven't found my metal ruler, y'all. I think 7 inches is sufficient. Yeah. So I'm just going to cut the whole thing at 7 inches. And this way, right? I got lost for a second. Hold on. So this is 9 by something. This is 10. Okay. So I want this as my width. That means I need to cut my height off of here. And I want 7. I don't know if y'all followed any of that, but here's my extra little strip. And here is my piece I'm going to put on the back of here. So, and I could have pre-cut all this, and I could have done a lot of things, but I didn't. So, this one can fold in half, I think. Nope. It's okay. We're going to fold it a little bit over. I'm not going to, it doesn't matter how you fold it. I mean, I am trying to fold it straight. But as far as what part gets glued down, like, see, that's less than 5 inches. That part doesn't matter. And you can write on this just the way it is, and you put it in your book, and it's hidden anyway. But this way just gives you some extra writing. And I thought it was kind of fun. So I'm going to take this and fold it. It's not straight. The paper, I think when I cut the height off of it, I don't think I cut. I think it was kind of bowed in the middle, but it's all good. It's all good. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the last one and glue it down. You lose a little bit of writing space, like this part right here, but you have the other side, and it's just one idea. You don't have to do many of them this way, but if you ever have some extra, you know, things to say that day, and I just did it while when I was writing. I didn't pre-decorate it that way. I just had the tag in it. And so I'm like, hey, I need a little bit more writing space on this day. And so bada bing, bada boom. It birthed an idea. Okay, so for this one, what pocket am I going to use? Let me get my strips out. Here's the bunnies. Of course, I could use the bunnies. I don't know what day I'm going to put it on. I could do either side of that. Either side looks really cute. I could do this. Oh, there's more bunnies. I could do this. This one is only one way. Let's see how. That's kind of cute. I could do, I don't want the green. Let's see. What about this? Ooh, this burgundy looks really good. Let's see what day I might put it on. I have one for, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's Saturday. I was all kind of out of wampus. This is a Thursday, I think. Yeah, because I had Spanish class. So I would want it on this day. So this would look really good. Oh, it's because it's got that over here. So I don't know if I'd want to do that or not. Let me see. I haven't done this day yet. Let's use something other than the plaid or the tartan plaid. Now this covers up that whole background of that paper, but I'm going to cut this one because I like the blue, but I also could use I like that one too, and this one would work, but I'm going to cut this one down. Oh, I left my tag in there. Hold on. Come out, tag. And kind of pre-planning some days here. Now this one, I have the same sunflower paper as I do, so I know it would match. This one, I just have the pumpkins, which, you know, they both have the blue on the back side. But I'm going to cut this down to 6, and then I can punch my hole and then decide which side I want to use when I get to there. And this is just an extra little pocket for a flip. I'm not going to poke a hole in it or punch a little hole in it. This one I am. And I'm going to do it right. That looks to be about center. Yeah, that pumpkin's not centered. So it just has a little notch in it. So, but I can use it, it's not centered. I can use it for that side or that side. So if I had to trim any off, I would do it on this side because it's longer, because I didn't center that pocket. But anyway, so these are together. We're going to put them together this way. And I don't have a second paper clip, apparently, in this craft room. So I'm going to clip them to here. And let's make one more of those. And then I think I'm going to use, I said I wasn't going to use this solid pink paper. Actually, let me use some of this. I don't know what day I'm going to use this for. I did not use this for one of my pages. I do like it, but it's foiled. I can put pictures on it. It would make a good tag or a pocket. Whereas this one would make a good, well, this one would make a good tag this way, because, well, I would want to write on the lines. So, let me see if I want, this one hasn't been cut at all, so I don't even have a little strip of this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it down to 9 inches, just so that I have that little 3-inch strip. Actually, that's still not going to give me, I'll go ahead and cut it down to 8, because that's what my pocket, or 7. That's what my pocket, my tag height is that I want. I want 7. The reason why I was going to do 3, I'm doing some quick math in my head. The reason why I was going to do 3 is so I could use this as a pocket if I wanted to. So I can take half of that and use that as a pocket. But I also want to use it as a tag. So right now it's 9 inches tall. So I'm going to cut down, I'm going to cut this one at 4. And then that's going to be my tag. It's too tall. It's, no, it's not. Yeah, it is. I need it to be, I'm going to make this one 7 by 4. So we have this little piece left over, which I don't like having little pieces left over, but we can add this to a little collage or something. Let's see. I could round the corners. Let's try that for a change. Let's just round these corners. I like that look sometimes. I don't do it very often, but I do like the look. Okay. Half the time I don't have my corner rounder right handy. So this is my tag. And so what is going to be my pocket? Well, does it match any of the other paper in the paper pack? I don't know. Not really. Not in my opinion. I guess it kind of does. It matches this. So maybe, but I really would like to use the strips that I already have. What about this one? This one's not horrible. So let's cut this one down to 6. And let's see if we can make a decent tag out of, or pocket out of one of these, because that's the only one that I see. And not that one. I mean, I guess it could go with like that blue, or I think it was meant to go with that pink, that piece of, I'm just looking at them with all the little, that one's not bad. It's got a little bit of the berry in this book right here. What about these bunnies? Could we put it with the bunnies? See, the bunnies are holding purple pumpkins. Oh, wait a minute. Here's some berry in the mittens right here. So if the books don't work out, we'll try the berry. I mean the mittens. And that's single-sided, because I didn't print on that one apparently. And of course, we're going to cut the mittens right in half. and that pumpkin right in half. Well, that's unfortunate, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. So let's put it with this side, and set that to the side. I really don't think I like that. It's just paper, right? It's just paper. Let's cut a 3-inch strip off of here. So I'm going to cut a 9-inch, which gives me a 3-inch strip. And then I'm going to cut this down to 6. And we'll see if there comes a day that I can use this. This I could use in February. The pumpkin, however, the berry color with the foil pumpkins obviously can't, but it does match. But we'll see if it matches on a day, you know, in the journal, if we can use it. Oop. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the extra on the, I made that one 7 inches tall. Let's see if I have a little piece of, I had that purple. I think I really want the purple, but let me see if I do have a smaller piece like this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, let's try this a different way. Let's see how many ways we can do this. I didn't mark my, well, now I have lost my pencil. Okay. This is my top. So I had it glued on, but what we could do is maybe fold a little strip like this. I'm just winging this. We could fold a little strip like this and glue that down. And then have this fold in like this, and then fold again like that. And it's shorter than the tag, but it's okay. We'll just kind of center it. But if we do that, then we're not gluing the whole bottom down. We're tipping from here, and you can write on this whole section and this whole section. Now, I will tell you that for most of the days, I did allow myself more writing space than I needed. But I'm just playing around here. And I know there are certain days where I want a little more journaling than others. And I'm using art glitter glue so that I can get that line right. And I want it, I think, right about there. Is that right? That looks, well, I should have dropped it down a hair more. Let's see. Let's see if we can get it straight at least. Yeah, I think I intended on dropping it down a little bit, but that's okay. It's centered, and I can still add something there. And then I have this. And so that's a tag and a hidden pocket journaling. And so you have this space, and you have all of that space. And you can use that if you want to. So you don't have to glue the whole thing down. You can just glue that one little section down. Now that might not go in and out of your pocket as easily, but we're going to count that one as done. And clip it in with the other ones that I have right there. So I have 1, 2, 3, which is about what I wanted, and I have different sizes. And let's see. Let's reverse this and make, I have all of this already that's already cut. Well, I was going to say let's make a pocket out of this. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm going to try to make it work in this journal. because I do like this as a tag. Or I don't want to use the plaid ones as tags because, oh, I was going to try to use some of these that I already had cut. I mean, this I just need to cut down. Glue papers everywhere. Let's see if we can use some of the stuff. I don't want to use this one. Because it's too much. I have like that plaid on every day, just about. And so I need a different pattern. I don't have to, but, you know, I kind of want to. So let's see what tag. This would look good as a tag. So we're going to use it. And so with the gold. And I thought about making some of my little pockets that I made for the summertime. Thought about making some of them for, you know, this month, but I don't think I really need to. No, I think this is a really different pink than the other one. See the difference in the pinks that they gave in this pack? Look at this. Look at the difference of the pinks. Can y'all see that? So it's really difficult to pair them up and make them work. I could save this for next year, I guess. It's 8 inches. Nope, it's prime for the picking. I'm going to make a tag out of it. I'm just going to find something that will work with it. Let's cut it down to 4. So that makes a 4x8 tag. The 8x5 took up the entire page. So, you know, you might not want to, I like my tags a little shorter than my page. So let's, where's my little corner thingy? Because this does have a top and a bottom. So here's a tag. And, oh wait. I think we can use this. Pretty sure we could use this. Although I don't know that this is going to match any of the other pages. Can definitely use that. We could mix in some blue. Let's see what else we have. Oh, wait a minute. Let's try one of the buttons. Oh, I think this would match this paper better. It would. Okay, so we'll do that in a minute. In a minute. Let's try, since this has the gold foil on it, we'll try this one. They don't have to match perfectly, but I'd like them not to clash too badly. They all came in the same paper pack, so they should match. Now, this was the strip of the cut-aparts, and I think this one is less than 3 inches. Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit shallower of a pocket. Do I want this one or do I want this one? This or this? Or this? I like that. I like the fact that it has the 2 books. This I would put with either oh, I stuttered. The blue or the gold. So I like these 2 together. I'm not going to do the extra journaling on the back of this one. I am going to, however, I'm going to end up clipping that teapot, and I don't want to. You don't have to put a notch in it. It's just a pocket. I'm going to clip it to my other pockets. Do I want to put anything on the back? I don't have to. I could just write on the back of this. But this will be, this is not a good writing surface, but you could put a picture on there and that would be super cute. So, I think that's the point. I'm just looking to see if I have anything that's jumping out at me saying, hey, pick me, pick me. I have some really dark gold. Have some light gold. I mean, I could, you know, I mean, if I really needed to, but I don't think I need to. So let's let this one go just like it is. It's struggling to be a pair anyway. So let's let it get used to being together. So this one's going to go in my extras over here. And I was going to try to cut this one down because where did my bunnies go? Here we go. This is going to work. I'm going to have a bunny pocket. As a matter of fact, let's see where the bunny pocket is going to fall when I cut it down to 6. Please don't cut off a bunny. Oh, it's going to cut off the little mouse's book. But I think we'll be okay with that. So I have bunnies over here and bunnies over there. So I think the pink paper will go with this one a little bit better. And I'm putting away. Why are you putting away? I'm just going to cut a 4-inch strip. And cut off. I'll cut it down to... I'll do a 7. I'm kind of liking that size. I used to do them bigger. This leaves me with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 4, which is a great size for a tip-in, or even a small tag. But we're going to put, I think that's going to be our last one anyway. Let me get my little tag punch again. I haven't used this one. Oh, because it barely cuts off anything. So, this is what I meant to do. There. The big one. And they still don't look even to me, but I've got all these little pieces and parts. So, how are y'all doing? I usually ask that at the beginning, and I did not. I just kind of jumped straight in. And I hope I'm missing a light because I had my sewing machine plugged in. I have a little sewing machine. So I hope that you're able to see all of that. And that's going to make a really cute tag. Do we have time? Let me get all my strips together. And these are my little 6-inch pieces that if I need an impromptu or a on-the-spot tag, I have them already cut. Not a tag, a pocket. Or a little flip or tip or something like that. You know. And then these are my 3-inch strips. If I need more pockets. So, that goes with the... Here we go. This is cute together. That matches that. So I got to have a bunny pocket. Yay. I'm so excited. Any chance to use bunnies in other than Easter is right fine with me. I wanted to see if I have my rainbow of ribbon. Oh, none of those pinks are that pink. This is a purpley pink, I think. I'm not really good with tones. Are you? I'm just not. I know if something matches and doesn't match, but I don't always know why they matched and didn't match. Let's see. This is more of like oranges and wines, and I don't want that. So without getting out my big basket of tags, I have one of these cut already. This one is a kind of more berry. I kind of want this one. How big do we want it? Like this. Let me get out my pinking shears so that at least if I can't sew it, at least it has a decorative edge on it, right? And then I want it not too floppy, but I want that pink pumpkin to show. So I want it right about... Ooh, I hope I'm doing that straight. I can't tell from here. From my angle, I could not tell. Yeah, those are not cooperating. So I have two options. I could glue them. This does make your pumpkins on the back upside down. But, you know, who's looking at the back of the tag, right? So that's super cute. And I could just glue it on there. I could do that. And then if I get brave, I could come back and sew after the glue dries. So let's say we do that. Use a little bit of Fabri-Tac. Oops, 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 oops. Come on, I don't want you down that far. Put you right there. So maybe tomorrow, if I get brave, I may attempt to run my sewing machine across here. Although that may be too much Fabri-Tac to sew through. I don't know. I just have one of those little... I gave up on my real sewing machine. And I just have one of these little ones that I got for like $29, $39 on Amazon. Ooh, that is not centered. Come on, scoot while you're letting me. Okay. Oops. Hold on, I scooted it too. It doesn't want to stick now. There we go. That Fabri-Tac comes through the fabric pretty bad. It's all over my table. Okay. See, it is a little floppy, but it's okay. It'll be all right. It'll be cute in the book. So that's kind of cute. And we were able to embellish it a little bit. I'm not covering up my bunnies. I could... That's actually not a bad idea. That was just a little 2-inch piece, but that might be a good background. I might keep this with this one. And if I go to put a picture or something on there and I want some, like, you know how you want it bordered or some kind of strip. So I'm going to clip this to this one and put it together so that if I want to use it, it looks good together. So here's what all we made, because it's about time to go. So I have this one for Thanksgiving. So this is what, and then this has the hidden journaling. And I need to remember that's my first color. Okay, so there's that one. That one was 7 by 4, I think, or 8 by 4. This one's 8 by 5, so it's a big one. And it has a lot of journaling space behind it. And it goes with either this or this. It just depends on what page I put it on. So we're going to put those together. And then this one and this look good together. I have no idea what page that's going to match. And I did put some paper on the back of that one. That's the one that I only glued down part of it. So you have all of that and all of that. And it's all wrapped up in there. And you could even tape that shut. You could put a little piece of washi tape right there when you're done. See, like I'd put a little piece of that washi tape right there and call it good. So we got that one. And then we have, which one did we pair this with? We paired this one with this one. Still not 100% sure. That's why I didn't punch the hole in the thing, but I'm going to go back and find some gold ribbon or some kind of washi or something to decorate the top. And then this one goes with this one. And we didn't put any hidden journaling or anything on the back of that one. I always have the option to go back and do that. But I am going to put this with this one, just in case, because I kind of like that. I don't know what makes me like it, but I kind of like that. So anyway, I'm putting all that together. So now I have some pockets and ready to journal and do some more pages. I just wanted to throw this in there because I needed the pockets and stuff anyway. And I try to do, you know, mix it up in between my journal with me videos. So anyways, and then we have these two pockets and tags that were silverware. You know, so think outside the box. When I saw those, I was like, yes, please, let me have them. They were only like, because, you know, all their stuff was like 50 or 80% off, 70% off or whatever. And so, I can't remember what Thanksgiving was. Maybe it was 50 or 60. But, yeah, there was like 22 or 24 to the pack. So, I mean, that's a bunch of pockets. So, anyway, all right. And then we had the little ones, like this. We had those. So, just a couple of ideas. And you could do this with a regular envelope and card, too. I mean, it's not a new concept. I just sprayed mine so that I have some color. But, anyway, I hope that you enjoyed that. And I hope it gave you some ideas or just clicked with you, or, you know, if you come up with any new ideas or if you make some of these, list them on my Facebook page. I keep forgetting to mention, I haven't mentioned that in a while. I do have a Facebook group called Messy Missy Creates. The link is in the description in the box below. And you can just click the link, or you can search Messy Missy Creates on Facebook. So, anyway, y'all have a great and wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.